Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This one is for Monday the 20th of March going through until Sunday the 26th of March 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today, and I'm outside again because it's much warmer here now, so I'm enjoying the kind of spring vibes, and you're getting to see this park from every angle. I just rotate so you get a different background every time, so there we go. All right, so what I do in these weekly horoscopes is I go through each day of the week. I see how the planets interact with one another, and I try and get a sense of what energy that creates, because the energy that the planets create amongst themselves influences us down here on planet Earth. So the point of these horoscopes is to try and see where the opportunities lie and where potential issues and problems are so that you can avoid those. So this is a pretty epic week. We've got a lot of stuff happening. We've got Pluto changing sign, which is pretty significant. It hasn't done that since 2008. And we also have Mars going into Cancer, which is a big shift. It's in Gemini at the moment. So I think the week overall is a great time to problem solve. And we also have a new moon in Aries happening on Tuesday, the 21st of March. I've made a separate video on that. Check that out, please, because it's a really interesting time of being able to find solutions within, but when it comes to relationships, it's a little bit more problematic. So if you're interested in that, check out the video on the new moon in Aries. But starting with Monday the 20th of March here, we've got the spring equinox. So it's a good thing that it's kind of warm outside here today. It matches the things that are happening. The spring equinox is when there are equal amounts of light and darkness during the day. Day is just as long as the night is. So it's kind of like twilight. It's kind of like dusk or sunrise, because it's this balanced in between place. And whenever there's balance in the energies in the charts, it's a good opportunity to find a new way forward. It's kind of like the Temperance card in the tarot. So on Monday, we've got the spring equinox happening. So immediately there's the opportunity to kind of understand something that you haven't understood in the past. And then the day after, because we've got that new moon in Aries, I really think it's a great opportunity to find this inner balance, to have a kind of dialogue and a conversation with the self in order to find better ways forward. Things that you haven't considered just yet. So on Monday the 20th, we have the Pisces moon forming a sextile with Uranus and Taurus. So that's great, because it means that if there's anything that comes up during the day that you have to deal with, that's unexpected, you're not going to, combust in stress over something like that. You'll naturally be able to deal with changes as they come up. And if you listen to your intuition, you won't go wrong. The Pisces moon really gives you a great connection to your own intuition. So make sure that you use that to its full advantage. The Sun in Pisces sextiles Pluto in Capricorn, so very similar. If there are any changes in your practical life, in your circumstances, you'll be able to navigate those very well by using your intuition. And then finally, the Sun, so another big shift here this week. The Sun goes into Aries at 11:24 in the evening, so it's not just the spring equinox, but it's kind of like the astrological new year, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. With the Sun, the identity, now starting over with Aries, it's really about clean slate. What are we going to do next? What direction are we moving in? So it's kind of all systems go via this Sun, the shift of the Sun into Aries. So overall, on Monday the 20th of March, try and find a moment to kind of meditate or to kind of contemplate what's going on with you internally, or what the plan is for your life, because this balance, this light dark in between place is a great, it allows you to find answers. Yeah, okay. So you'll be able to find and glimpse the solutions to practical problems as well as internal problems. And listen to your gut today when making financial decisions or any kind of practical decisions to win, to succeed. Your gut is going to be your best friend on Monday the 20th. Okay, Tuesday the 21st, we've got the Pisces moon forming a conjunction with Neptune in Pisces. So that's very ethereal and spiritual, and you'll find it very easy to hear your higher self, your inner guidance. The Pisces moon also squares Mars in Gemini. Mars is the planet of drive and ambition and what it is you want. And in Gemini, it's interested in finding solutions and doorways to walk through. So how can I open this up for myself and cross the threshold into something better? So it's very can-do, optimistic. I want to work with information. I want to get it so I can move on. And then the Pisces moon also sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. So again, like Monday, any practical circumstances that require change, if you don't have all the info, you'll be able to research that. But ultimately, your intuition isn't going to let you down at the beginning of this week here. The moon goes into Aries at 1 minute past 6 in the evening. So now we've got everything in Aries. We've got the sun in Aries, we've got the moon in Aries. And Aries is the ram. It's a fire sign. It's about, I'm going to fight for what I want. I'm going to make my life meaningful and purposeful and fun and thrilling and exciting. And it's my mission that I'm completely invested in. So then we have the new moon happening in Aries on Tuesday the 21st. And also the Aries moon then conjuncts the sun and Mercury in Aries, because Mercury is sitting with them. Mercury, the communication planet in Aries, is similar. My thinking is all about what goal have I set and how am I going to get there. It's very kind of results oriented. It's not so interested in the process. And if it is interested in the process, it's interested in using its horns to ram things out of the way. So you're a little bit scrappy here on Tuesday with all this fire in the chart. But with the Pisces moon and the conjunction to Neptune, which is so much water, I think it tempers it a little bit. So there's a great balance, again, between being decisive and saying, this is what I want, so I'm going to go do it, and at the same time letting your intuition guide you. So it's the perfect combo of self-will and being kind of driven, and then also at the same time listening to your higher self. And when that combination is in place, in my experience, that's why on social media my username was always Gregory Scott 444, because the 444 to me encapsulates listening to your higher self and then doing the legwork yourself. And I always have found that's the perfect combo for the best outcomes. So Tuesday is a great day of connecting spiritually to your intuition, to your own imagination, creativity. Research and problem solving is also supported by the planets. And as the day goes on, you become more and more motivated to overcome obstacles, especially the internal ones via the new moon in Aries. Also, pay attention to any new ideas regarding self-employment. Those are going to be really valuable and they will pay off if you take action. So see what comes in. It'll be a day of problem solving in particularly, like I said before, personal inner stuff and work-related issues. On Wednesday, the 22nd of March, what jumped out at me on this day is that we've got so little happening. It's very, very simple. We've got a moon in Aries, which says go, 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 look to the future. It conjuncts, so it sits right on top of Chiron and it blends its energy together with Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's in Aries as well, and it says, what can I do for myself to achieve healing? And then it also conjuncts Jupiter in Aries. Jupiter is abundance, it's good luck, it's good fortune, it's growth, it's making things bigger, and that is in Aries as well, giving you huge amounts of huge amounts of confidence and the ability to make your life bigger. So Wednesday to me is interesting because it's remarkably uncomplicated. It's all about you, but not in a difficult way. You're just putting yourself first, and it's very much, okay, my life, this is what I'm doing. So very cut and dry, very uncomplicated. You feel free fundamentally to make new decisions and to decide again. So you're able to affect change that way. It's a great day to have fun, spending time with other people, whether you're competing or just socializing. It's good for exploring and traveling and learning something new. So ultimately, Wednesday is about rediscovering your inner joy and then allowing yourself to feel motivated and energized by that. So it's a very simple kind of inner child day. And the date also, I mean, we have the 22nd every month, but 22 is the master number of the builder. So that we have all this fire, and then the 22 is really, you're able to get back to basics and to rediscover your happy place, your joy. Thursday, the 23rd, we've got Pluto going into Aquarius until the 12th of June. when it goes back into Capricorn. So Pluto is an outer planet and it moves very, very, very slowly, right? In your birth chart, if I look at your transits, Pluto is only ever going to hit 4 houses in your chart in your entire lifetime. That's how slowly it moves. So Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. And if you think back to Capricorn is the sign of the worker, right? It's an earth sign, so it has to do with work and practical circumstances and careers and things. And I'm not a mundane astrologer where I use astrology to predict world events. But when it matches like this, then I kind of pay attention. And in 2008, we had the credit crunch, you know, where, oh, I've got bugs on me. Where we had, everything went bust. And Pluto is about transformation and change. So in Capricorn, I kind of attributed that to the kind of change. Here we've got it now going into Aquarius. So the transformation and change. Pluto is the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's death and rebirth. It's total transformation. Aquarius is the sign of shared thinking and shared wisdom, and being a humanitarian and looking at information and innovation and society and being an advocate. And I think Pluto going into Aquarius is a much gentler placement, first of all. And I think it bodes really well, actually, in the sense of institutions may start to change their tune a little bit and start to see things differently. Which, as a society, right, we need to change and grow and adapt. So I think with Pluto going into Aquarius until June, it signals a period of great inspiration and we'll have lots of new ideas. I think we'll have more kind of activism and ultimately change in a positive way. We also then have the Aries moon forming a sextile with Mars in Gemini. So that makes you very focused on finding solutions for yourself and again, finding doorways of opportunity. The moon goes into Taurus at 8:42 in the evening, and that's a much more gentle, calm kind of energy. Taurus is an earth sign, it's a fixed sign. It likes to have, you know, all 4 feet planted firmly on the ground. It likes routine, it likes beauty, it likes physical connection, and it's obviously not as, the pace is much slower than with Aries. So things start to calm down on Thursday. The Taurus moon then squares Pluto in Aquarius and sextiles Saturn in Pisces. So that's interesting because now you're going to get information via the real world, research. That's the key thing here the whole week, is that you're very good at problem solving and getting the information that you need. And on Thursday, you can do that by researching like libraries and Google and internet. And with Saturn in Pisces, again, your intuition is really helpful. So go to the inner library as well to get answers. So, on Thursday, the Pluto shift signals a change in thinking. So groups of people, institutions, companies, governments, I would say religions, but I mean, it is a more stable placement. I think it is. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet of the miraculous and the unexpected. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is structure and security. So if you look at it that way, saying, oh my God, Pluto going into Aquarius is much more chaotic. When it comes to thinking, I think a little bit of outside the box chaotic thinking is a good thing. I think this is a good thing. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. So I think it is a stable, nice time of innovation and new ideas. You're very able, because of this too, to problem solve and to find practical solutions to issues you've got in your life. Friday, the 24th of March, we've got the Taurus moon forming a conjunction with Venus and Uranus in Taurus. Again, remarkable in the sense that it's super straightforward, similarly to Wednesday. And now we've got everything in Taurus and Earth. So the Taurus moon wants physical connection and comfort and food and flowers and beautiful things. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity. It rules Taurus. It's very sensual, romantic. And Uranus is transformation and change. So Friday is very different because now you're focused on a physical connection, either with the world, with other people. You want to have some sort of physical experience. So with Friday, it's interesting because it just pops in out of nowhere. And weirdly, incongruous to the rest of the week, which is about, ideas and researching. This is just love. So really, Friday the 24th, for the first time in the last 2 weeks pretty much, it's a really good time for new love and romance. The potential deception element that we had last week, and also with the new moon in Aries, that's disappeared altogether, and now it's a really good time to meet new people. If you work creatively on Friday the 24th, you'll be inspired. Yep, Venus is the creative planet. Saturday the 25th of March, we have Mars going into Cancer. Now Mars is the red planet of drive and masculinity, right? It rules Aries, so it's all about, it's like a soldier. It's my mission, how am I going to achieve the mission? Mars in Cancer is not happy. I've got Mars in Cancer in my birth chart, and I always imagine Mars in Cancer as like steam coming out of his ears. He doesn't get what he wants, he's frustrated, he has to take care of the family and be nurturing, and it's like, that's not his natural modus operandi. He's much more comfortable hitting people over the head. He's not so comfortable nurturing. So that immediately kind of creates a little bit of friction, frustration, but it bodes well for relationships because everyone's going to be more willing to do the work. Mars in Cancer then quincunxes Pluto in Aquarius, which is such an interesting connection. So that I love, because something that you're uncomfortable about, or something that doesn't feel quite right, something that does make steam come out of your ears, with the quincunx, you'll be able to find the solution to those things. So you're able to take care of yourself. And I think Mars in Cancer prefers that than taking care of other people. The Taurus moon then sextiles Neptune in Pisces. So that's really creative and romantic and ethereal. So interesting, because my take on Mars in Cancer is that it potentially can be frustration. But you can also interpret it as the planet of drive and desire is now completely focused on the family and taking care of others. So if you look at it that way, you could argue that this is a great day for relationships. The main thing though, I think, is if you have any discomfort around something that's going on in your life, and if it's an ongoing issue, the discomfort may prompt you to find the solution. New ideas and options come in, and your creativity continues to be heightened. And finally, on Sunday, the 26th of March, we've got the moon going into Gemini at 2:42 in the morning. The moon in Gemini it's very much about problem solving and communication and ideas and expressing yourself. And now with the moon being in Gemini, the moon being your feelings, your heart, you just feel naturally able to connect and to communicate and to find the answers to problems. That's really, I would say, the key thing of this week is you're a problem solver. You're able to find the answers. The Gemini moon squares Saturn in Pisces on Sunday. So that's a great spiritual connection. And it sextiles the Sun and Chiron in Aries. I put myself first, and my personal healing is of utmost importance to myself. And I don't know why I'm saying it like that, because maybe it seems a bit selfish, but it's a great time to actually do the healing. So it's not wasted time and effort. It's a great time to really get right with yourself. Mercury in Aries conjunct Chiron in Aries, and that's like, my healing is over there, and how do I get to it? So it's super. Sunday is all about you in the most positive way. So the whole weekend is kind of research weekend. You're able to find solutions. And on Sunday, anything that makes you feel like, ugh, this makes me feel more burdened or less happy or weakened or compromised or something like that, those difficult kind of issues you're able to look at and overcome. So Sunday is the opportunity for personal healing and planning for the future, and it feels like the chance of a do-over, to choose again, to start again, and to say, okay, how do we start over in a way that makes me happy and empowered? So that's what I get for you this week. I hope it gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to audio reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition. And I combine all four of those things to kind of answer any questions you may have. So to draw up your natal chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where you send me 10 or more life events, and I manually work out your time of birth. Once I have that, place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth, I'm able to draw up your birth chart, and that is like a snapshot of who you are. It tells me about your life purpose, relationships, spiritual development, friendships. So if you have any questions at all, please do get in touch with me. Also, to see what's coming up in future and locations, I use the progress chart, the transits, and astrocartography. So if you've got any questions around moving or when the best time is to plan events, anything like that, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Check out the video on the new moon in Aries on the 21st. I also do daily tarot readings, so if you're interested in that, check those out. Have a fabulous week, and I'll speak to you next week. All the best. Take care.